Hi, and welcome back to another AnyRPG Development Livestream. In these videos, I livestream the development of the AnyRPG Engine, a 100% free and open source role-playing game engine designed in Unity and written in C#. These videos are unscripted and give you a chance to take a behind-the-scenes look at the unfiltered, methodical side of software development. For more information on AnyRPG, be sure to check out AnyRPG.org, where you can find documentation on the engine, links to the full source code at the official GitHub repository, and downloadable versions of the AnyRPG Engine in Unity package format, as well as AnyRPG Alpha, a free game made with the AnyRPG Engine. If you'd like to see more of this type of content in the future, be sure to subscribe to the Cohesion YouTube channel, like the videos, or just leave a comment telling me letting me know what type of content you would like to see. In this video, we will be continuing our ability to separate game content in the engine. And one of the things that you might have noticed if you've watched one of the previous videos is that if I go into the example game manager here, or the alpha game manager, and I go to play and load game, you will see basically all the files, or you won't. You'll see like Unity there. Well, okay, it froze up for a sec. You'll see all the files from all the games. Oh, yeah, this was that UMA simulation mode issue, right? Okay, so basically, like, here's the files from the Halloween game, here's the files from the example game, here's all the files from alpha. And obviously, we don't want that. If we try to load one of these files from the Halloween game, yeah, see, it doesn't even work. It's actually displaying like this soul, and it should be displaying the witch, basically. Hey, Sergio, how's it going? I released the Unity package the other day, yesterday. And then this one, yeah, let's see what's happening here. So this is from the example game. I don't know whether this is that slowness because of UMA or not. Yeah, there we go. So, so we don't want this happening. So what we have to do is basically separate the content based on the game name. To do that, we'll be using a regular expression, and that will happen in our SaveManager. So we need to first create a method for that, and right now what we do when we're currently like making key names for items and such in the resource manager is Sergio, what kind of icons are you talking about? I'm not a graphic artist. I'm not like definitely not the person like to be making good icons. Like the sample icons are done, but yeah, that's it. So what we want to do basically is go into our SaveManager and just make a function in here, and we'll call it get save directory name, or let's see, make save directory name, and then save. Actually, you know what? We don't even need to do that right now because this is going to come from the System Configuration Manager. So first thing we need to do is add regular expressions. So we can right click on that. No, we can hover over that, show potential fixes, use system.text.regularExpressions, and set that one equal to basically this regular expression right here. And what this does is basically anything or any single character that's not A to Z, 0 to 9 will be replaced. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to set our strings. So we'll just do string replace string equals system string.empty for starters. Then next up, we need to check if the system configuration manager.myInstance does not equal null. And then if that's true, then replace string equals system. Actually, this is where we want to do the regex here. So we'll start with that and then perform our regex replace. So that's going to look like that. Commands like spawn NPCs. Oh, you mean like a keystroke or something to spawn an NPC in the game, as opposed to just putting like the regular spawners and stuff in there? Super Mario Brothers X. What's that all about? So we want to replace the game name basically, and that is game name. Okay, and then that should be good. So then we just want to basically return that replace string. So what this will do is if the system configuration manager isn't there, then we're just going to return a string .empty, and these things are going to get saved in the base directory, which is I think okay. And what was I doing here? Yeah, I was just playing around with to save in there. So everything is saved, and so what we want to do is basically, when we're loading the data, let's see, we got to find all references to the save file name, and right there. Okay, so what we want to do is get the persistent data path plus a slash and then the make save directory name, and that should give us the correct directory path. And I just want to check in Unity, or I mean in C#, what is the best way to check if a directory exists. I know the commands in a lot of other languages, but whoa, Wikipedia, no Google search. Okay, yeah, it is directory.exist system.io. Okay. Alright, so first we need to do that. So we'll go back into our code here, and then go down to the bottom of the SaveManager, and basically, if not directory exists, application.persistent data path plus this, then create directory. Alright, and that will allow us no, that won't. We want the replace string here, otherwise we're going to create an infinite loop. That would be terrible. Okay, so the replace string is going to be the directory name, and what we need to do is just make sure that's not string.empty, because application.persistent data path should exist under all circumstances. So if replace string does not equal string.empty, then do the stuff right here. Okay, so that should give us the directory that we need, and basically, like, anytime that we try to access this function, we'll make sure that's there. Or yeah, you know what, because if people like delete that directory in the middle of the game, we want to make sure that at the time we do this, it's done. And it's not like this is something that gets done very often, so it's not like a real hassle to do that. So then basically looks okay. We just want to get the save file names out of that particular directory info. And then right here, our final save name is going to be this one right here. And then at some point, we actually save it to disk. And we write it right here. So let's just see what's happening right there. We are going to loop through the get save file list. Let's go just take a look at that function right there. Alright, so that's good. We have the make save directory name on that. And so that should be getting an accurate list of the files, which is good. When we actually perform the save, though, right here, we want to do another slash there, and then we want to put the make save directory name folder in there. 0.6 Alpha Studio, it is like it's released on AnyRPG.org, the Unity package, yeah. It's actually the first time I've had a Unity package available. I'm just going through and making like the next version of it right now. There were a couple of tweaks, and I'm just making it so I can separate out the game content, so you can have like multiple games with it. The package that's up there right now, you have to you pretty much have to have like one Unity project per game, and I'm just making it a little more flexible and enhancing it right now. So this will give us what we need theoretically. So let's test this out now. I don't think older versions of 0.3a. There are actually 0.1a and 0.2a. I don't have them listed on the downloads list. They're still like sitting on the web server in a directory somewhere. I just don't have them listed there. Just there were so many bugs in them that you can't actually play like through the entire game properly. So that's why I just don't have links to them. Okay, so let's see here. Our player prefs sets our last save data file name. I guess, yeah, that's pretty much fine, I think, because essentially, like, if I think if it doesn't find that file, it'll just create a new one. So that should be okay. Now, if I test this, my suspicion is when I go to load the game, it will not find anything. So we'll see if that's the case. happens here if I go to play and load game? There we go, perfect. Okay, good. So now it's looking for them in those subdirectories. So let's go find those subdirectories. The Unity save data is stored. Oh, nice. Yeah, it automatically created the directory there when it went to check it. Perfect. So I don't remember now which of these. Okay, I think we had like 3 witches, 2 example games, and the rest was AnyRPG Alpha. So let's move those guys into there. All right, and oh, I need to change the AnyRPG Alpha example game. Which do you know what's a really good idea actually that you just gave me, Suryo, is I should make the font customizable. Right now, like, it's hard coded everywhere, and it would be so easy for me to add that as a configuration option. Like the same way you can change the color in the UI, right? Like if I want, I can just click this and change yellow, and now all the buttons are yellow and all the UI elements are yellow. Changing the font, that's a really cool idea. Actually, I should totally add that like right here as an option, and then you can just like bring in your own fonts and change it to whatever you want. What fonts do you like, just out of curiosity? I'm not like, I don't know what are the really good fonts to kind of use. I mean, obviously not like Cartoon Sans or whatever, right? But yeah. Okay, so I think basically we need to go into the example game manager and just really quickly change its name. Yeah, example game manager, and we're going to change the game name to AnyRPG Alpha example. And then if we click in here, let's see. Yeah, good. So then this should now, when we load up the AnyRPG example game, which we'll do right now, we should see a directory appear in here. And our load list should have, oh, what is that? Okay, this is actually that like last save data, I think. Let's go check that out. Where is that coming from? So we were calling load save data from file from get save data list. I see. There we go. We forgot one of those little make directory things. So in order to prevent that, yeah, we'll just add it right here. I mean, we really do need that function to be run every time. So like that, and make save directory name. Okay. That should be good. So let's see what happens when we run the example game now. And actually, let's just check. It didn't. Actually, I wonder if that's get save file list. It should have actually tried to create that. Huh. That's a really weird message that it was looking for 0.json, because 0.json is in, like, 0.json is currently inside the AnyRPG alpha. What's Chrome or Firefox? Zero.json is inside the AnyRPG alpha. Oh, am I in the alpha load game manager? Well, of course, that's why. Okay. Now I understand what happened here. Yeah, I am supposed to be in the example load game manager scene, but that was still good because it uncovered a bug. Anyway, so that's good. Now let's go into the example load game manager scene here, and now if we press play, we should properly get the example load game manager directory and load game. All right, cool. And now when we exit the game, let's see here. Oh, I think I closed the folder. Yeah, I did. Whoops. So these are in the app data folder under localhost default company AnyRPG alpha. There we go. AnyRPG alpha example. Okay, good. So that directory exists now. So we want to move 9 and 5 into there. So let's do that. 5 and 9. And then move them into the alpha example directory. And then finally, the Halloween game. So I've got the Halloween game here, and the Halloween load game manager. You know, I think I made this with a version of the engine that was so old. Or no, we have our own prefab here. Where is that? Okay, never mind. It's there. Perfect. Okay, good. So, Halloween game. It's configured. It should work actually. I don't have like an active World of Warcraft subscription or anything like that. I haven't for like a year or so. And it's mostly like the characters. What I did was I was farming Invincible, and that horse that you can get from Arthas, right? And it has like a 0.5% drop chance, and so to maximize my chances, I wanted to kill Arthas as many times as possible every week. And you can kill Arthas with like a level 110 Demon Hunter. So I just literally made like a level 110 Demon Hunter on every server that I could. I made like 20 of them, and just gave them totally random names. And then I farmed him until I got it. It took me, I don't know, like 3 months or something like that, but I was killing him like 20 times a week. Yeah, that was a pretty crazy grind. So uh, let's try loading the Halloween load game manager and just see what happens. So if we go to play, load game, nothing there. And then we should see a new folder have appeared. Halloween game, perfect. And then we're going to move these guys into the Halloween game folder and hit OK. why do I not play WoW? So I basically play WoW when there's like a reason to play. And for me, like the coolest thing about World of Warcraft originally was the fact that if you've actually played like the original Warcraft, where you got to actually play as Illidan and play as Arthas and stuff, and then in World of Warcraft, you know, there was like the whole lead up right up to killing Arthas, and it was really cool because it was like you're continuing like a story that existed. And then they just went off and made like a bunch of random panda content and Cataclysm and stuff, and that was all like meh. And then in Legion, I thought that was like awesome because Illidan was so cool, and they brought him back and made it like he was like secretly the hero all along. And so that was like, you know, especially right up to the completion of the killing of what was that guy Illidan was hunting the whole time. Anyway, at the end of Legion, you know, when you get to kill the big boss, the leader of the Legion there, and that was like a cool continuation of the storyline. But then Battle for Azeroth was just like I don't know, there wasn't much like lore to it. It felt like sort of uninspired, and I'm not really like a fan of grinds. And the content in the game just started to get like super grindy. I don't like it like gating stuff with like dailies. If I want to get something, I like to be able to just basically log in. Well, WoW Classic was grindy, but it was like grindy in a different sort of way. And to me, what's okay, like one time I was trying to grind Exalted Rep for the Shatar, right? And you can just like run Mechanar over and over and over again, right? So I got on a tank, I had instant queues, and I just run Mechanar for like 5 or 6 hours and like, you know, get Exalted, right? And I really like that kind of stuff because you can like sit down on a Sunday afternoon and just like achieve a goal really quickly. But when it comes to, when it comes to, like gated content like dailies, like you have to log in every day and do the daily, or you have to log in, like it just becomes less fun. It's like they're forcing you to play according to their play style and their time schedule, like not yours. So yeah. WoW Classic, I mean, I played enough WoW Classic back when it was classic, and it was fun then because it was like new and big. But there we go. And finally, this is fixed. Awesome. So when I load up the Halloween game manager, I now get just the characters from the Halloween game, and they show up properly. You can actually see the witch. She looks all cool. And then if I exit that, exit the game, yes. Now I'm going to go back into the example load game manager, and we'll load up that scene and hit play. Oh, I haven't played any games like since I started developing this thing. Like this takes up way too much time. I might take a breather. I was looking at actually ArcAge. People have told me ArcAge is pretty fun, so I might try that out at some point. Here we go. And example load game manager, we properly get just the example characters, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want. Except for this little pause here about the UMA simulation switch thing. And then if we go to the alpha load game manager and we test that out now and press play, and if we go to play and load game, then we get properly the alpha characters, and you can tell this is from alpha because we've actually got like the proper graphics from the Soulforge and stuff in there. So don't mind this little pause. I'm going to fix that by putting the UMA stuff back into the game without this asset bundle stuff. So that's good. That change is pretty much complete. So now we just need to commit this to GitHub. so we only changed like 2 files on that one. So we're going to add all those. Let's see, added save directories on a per game basis to SaveManager, and push that up, and now it's up there on GitHub, and that's awesome. That's a nice little self-contained thing. Retro games, I tried playing like Final Fantasy V on an emulator, and I found it like kind of actually boring, not as fun as I remember when I was younger. So yeah, I haven't really done much retro game playing. Like, I mean, I liked like Mario Kart and stuff, but I always had like the current version of that, like when I had GameCubes and stuff. So let's see here. That's pretty much all I wanted to do for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to be starting on the NPC cast manager, and hopefully, we will be giving zombies the ability to actually cast weakness on our character. So, if you like this kind of content, you want to see more of it in the future, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the Cohesion YouTube channel, or just leave a note in the comments. And I'll be back online hopefully not too long, maybe like 30 minutes or so, and we'll start up the thing to give our zombies the ability to cast spells. All right, thanks for tuning in, take care, and see you again.